Hello, SuperViewers. My name is Brian Alex Clark. I know you've already seen the premiere of Season 3 of The Flash, but I have not, deliberately, because I've been meaning to make this video since the end of Season 2 of The Flash. This is my pitch for Season 3 of The Flash, and I want it to stay unaltered because I watched the Season 3 premiere. So I have it. With that said, my pitch for Season 3 of The Flash. Mind you, I had this idea at the end of Season 2. So ignore all the things that we both know, all the rumors that I've heard of this new season. What is the one problem of Flashpoint for The Flash? Length. How do you adapt Flashpoint to an entire season? But on the tail end of it, you can't just make it the first episode. Which, remember, I haven't seen it, so maybe they did do that. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow after I edit and upload this. When he course corrects the timeline, how do you factor that in with Season 5 of Arrow, Season 2 of Legends, that can be explained, and Season 2 of Supergirl, when the timeline's corrected? How do you do the crossovers? You're gonna have a crossover with an entire season of Flash, but that one episode is gonna be the correct timeline? You can't. My solution, and by the way, this will also solve how we get Supergirl into the Arrowverse as well. Season 1 and 2 of The Flash, they did stretch thin. For me, I didn't really like the villains of the week. Who gives a shit? It's another person who's, I'm wrong and I have this power, and there's literally no character. It's the Law and Order of murderers. I didn't give a shit. So how do we avoid overstretching the story and solve the problem for this season of any story being overstretched and having too many villains of the week? You do the Flashpoint timeline and the corrected timeline in the same season. Hear me out. Episode 1. Barry wakes up. He remembers he's the Flash. Think Flashpoint directly. He hears Citizen Cold is fighting in Central City. He reconnects with his mother, Supergirl. Now he's confused, but he realizes what happened. But then things are hinting. Things are going wrong. We have hints of Wonder Woman and Aquaman in the story. Superman has been confirmed for Supergirl, so nothing's off limits now. There is a war happening that he's hearing about. He can do things like meet Kid Flash. That wasn't in my pitch. This is the finished version, so there can be a Kid Flash. Reverse Flash is the villain of this season for him. He's back for that. Episode 2, Barry wakes up. He sees another Earth above Earth vibrating so close. Something's happening. It's like there's a portal in the sky, but let's not repeat Season 1. Something's happening. He races. He runs faster than he's ever run to this event. And Supergirl is there. She's there on his Earth. Everyone is there on his Earth. He doesn't know why. He doesn't remember. See, episode 2 starts telling you the story of the corrected timeline after he realizes his mistake and goes back. But at this point in time, he doesn't remember the Flashpoint timeline. And there's another villain for this arc. Every even-numbered episode, except he's not a fucking speedster. We've had enough speedsters. There's gonna be Reverse Flash in the Flashpoint timeline, taunting him. We don't need another speedster. I know there's the rival in this season. I know that, but we don't need that. So, it goes. Episode 1, Flashpoint. Episode 2, the Shared Universe timeline. Episode 3, Flashpoint. Episode 4, Shared Universe. Episode 5, Flashpoint. Episode 6, Shared Universe. Episode 7, Flashpoint. And Episode 8 is the crossover. Beautiful. Episode 9 is the first time that Barry gets stuck in the clash between Wonder Woman and Aquaman. And Wonder Woman and Aquaman can be explained away as them rising up because there were no big superpowers in the Flashpoint hero universe. In the Flashpoint timeline, there was no Flash. Kid Flash came after as an effect of that conflict. So they rose up. So in the corrected timeline, we never have to worry about Aquaman or Wonder Woman needing to come back, because they're not coming back because there are such superpowered individuals now in the corrected timeline. They can come back if we want. That would be so cool. If they got the clearance to use it, they could. If not, totally okay. So we end up with 2 11-episode seasons interwoven. Barry with no powers, Barry with powers, Barry with no powers, Barry with powers, and that's right. And that's right. In Flashpoint, Barry doesn't have powers. His Batman is Oliver, but Oliver's father. We can give that great actor 11 episodes to be the Green Arrow. It's not just a tease in Earth 2. He can be back and get his money's worth. Kill it, and then have a great excuse to not be there. Wentworth Miller being shared between the 4 shows gets explained now. He can be in up to 11 or 12 episodes of The Flash as Citizen Cold and still show up on Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know how he'd show up on Arrow or Supergirl, but that could be worked out as the corrected timeline. Oh, and by the way, the corrected timeline, because of the paradox, cause the Supergirl and Flash worlds to combine. So now Supergirl is a permanent version. I hate that they say she's only going to be in her other world. No, that sucks. You're going to have a crossover every year and have to figure out an excuse to have her travel. That just causes the same boring repetition. Oh, and by the way, every episode there can be a post-credits tease like they had in the first season of the next timeline. So the end of season 3, episode 1 is Barry waking up, seeing something out the window, and running. Season 3, episode 23. We get a very, and this is ironic since it's being turned into a TV show, but we get a very frequency style thing of 2 worlds, of 2 storylines happening together. Barry without powers, with Citizen Cold, and the other heroes, and Superman as that weapon. That could be the last 3 or 4 episodes, frankly. But this all ties in to season 3, episode 23. That's the finale where the war is coming together. Superman shows up. We have a Superman actor. We can use him. Use him, make him look all skinny. Use him as that weapon. I didn't know who the weapon would be. It would have to be someone. It could have been the Atom, who was played by Superman. But now that we know that there can be Superman, that can be Superman. It keeps cutting back and forth between the corrected timeline and the Flashpoint timeline in episode 23, and it all culminates. It's paradoxes. Shit's going down. Things are changing. He's with Daddy Queen, trying to get his powers back. Memories now in the corrected timeline are coming. He's remembering the Flashpoint timeline. Information from the Flashpoint timeline gives him clues to his enemy in the corrected timeline. What is this monster that was created by the paradox? The monster can be called Paradox, but that's how it ends. It ends like the movie Frequency ends, with 2 timelines coming together. Somehow it makes Captain Cold alive again in the corrected timeline. Other shit. It could go on so much, but that's the format. Don't you see how beautiful the format is? It brings in Supergirl. It doesn't overextend any certain villain or story. Gosh, they never really... getting a Reverse Flash to just fucking be Reverse Flash in the season 1 was agonizing. Finding out who Zoom was so fucking boring. It took forever. This doesn't overextend anything. This doesn't mess with the other shows too much. There can be those little changes. They said it's gonna have an effect on Arrow, but that's how you get it, but really get the meat of Flashpoint without overdoing it and doing a lot of special stuff that can only happen for 1 season and be done with. Warner Brothers and DC could be convinced of having a Wonder Woman and Aquaman for 1 season, leading up to Justice League. Get a little more pump for that, and then never be used again. That could be the promise. But it's kind of like how they tricked Warner Brothers and DC into making them do the time travel. in season 1 of The Flash. They said, we have this all here. This needs to happen. These are the things that we've been talking about. We need to do it. They were scared to let them do it, but they kind of just weaseled their way in there. Anyway, that's my pitch for season 3 of The Flash. What did you think? What did you think of the premiere? Did it pay off? Is this a better pitch or is this a worse pitch? Come back at the end of the season and see what you think. But I think this would have been the best version of The Flash. Will I be right? Will I be wrong? We'll see. You could have Cyborg in there. You could have Cyborg in the alternate universe. Okay, I finally shot it. I'm gonna stop pitching. Have a good one, peeps. If you like this pitch, give it a thumbs up. If you think the current season's better than this pitch, give it a comment below. And if you want a baby to die, give this video a thumbs down. See how many people hate babies.